How do you make your home stand out in professional photos? That's what we're going to talk about today. The first thing you want to do is declutter and depersonalize. Now, I personally have like a little flyer handout that I give to my sellers when we're listing the property, and it covers with them tips on getting your home photographed for the listing. And one of the biggest things I tell people is clear your countertops off. I've walked into kitchens and it's like every square inch of the countertop has some kind of small appliance, coffee maker, toaster, knife set, all these cute little things that color coordinate and look great. But when a buyer is looking at that house, it looks like your counter is cluttered. It looks like you don't have a lot of countertop space. So you want to take those off for the photos. Now, I get that you may be using some of those things on a regular basis, like your coffee maker. I'm not saying you have to leave all that off the entire time you're listed, but I would think about trying to minimize what you have set out on your counter when you have showings going on. You also want to give your house a thorough cleaning. I know people think, oh, well, that won't show up in the photos, but a lot of times now we do a Matterport tour as part of our listing. And the Matterport tour is a 3D virtual tour of your home. People can look up at the ceiling, they can look down at the floor, and it is going to capture things that you're like, oh my Lord, I never thought that would show up. So make sure your home is cleaned well. Dust those blinds over at the window, make sure you clean your filter return, all that good stuff. You also want to organize your furniture. So arrange your furniture in a way that showcases the flow of each room and highlights its best features. The worst thing you can do is have so much furniture or furniture that is too large for a space that people feel like there's no way to navigate around it, that it closes off the room. So make sure you get your furniture in order for that. You want to maximize the natural light in your house. So that means you're opening the curtains, you're opening the blinds to let that light in. I would also suggest you check all your light bulbs and make sure they work so that the photographer has the best lighting available when he comes in to do those photos. The next thing I would tell you to do is to stage your key areas. So some people want to have a centerpiece at their dining room table, especially if you have a dedicated dining room. You may want to have some throw pillows for your couch. You may want to stage your master bedroom. Just make sure that everything is showing in a positive light for that photographer, that you don't have a messy bed, that you don't have things tossed willy-nilly all over the couch. You want everything to look neat and organized. The last thing I would tell you is to enhance your curb appeal. So one thing that a lot of people forget about when they're getting their home ready for sale is they forget about the exterior of the house, and especially that entryway, like your front door area. And I've said this before in previous videos. Walk around your house like you've not seen it in a long time. Look for cobwebs, look for any other kind of insect homes, look for wasp nests. We have a house that we're getting ready to list, and I hadn't even noticed it when I went out to the house, and the photographer sent me a picture while he was there, and there's this huge hornet's nest on the side of this house. Obviously, the house is vacant. That was one thing we had to reach out to the seller and be like, hey, we got to get this taken care of before we start getting people over there. Look for things like that. You don't want buyers coming in, seeing things like that and thinking, oh, well, they don't take care of their home. So the curb appeal, I would argue, is probably the first thing you need to do, because that is the first impression a buyer is going to get of your home. So if you take these steps, you're going to make the photographer's job a lot easier, because he's just going to be able to worry on getting the right light and angle for the photo, and not, oh, is the realtor going to be upset because this wasn't done, this wasn't done, and this wasn't done. You want your home to look its absolute best when that photographer comes, so he can make it shine in the listing for you.